Most of my videos have a beginning, which is the part where I try to introduce a topic, a middle, usually where I explain the topic or discuss the topic or talk about the topic, and an end where I kind of try to come up with a solution or a conclusion for the topic that I discuss. Well, not this time. In fact, this time I might leave you guys with an open question. Maybe you can answer. You are the cutest dog. You wanna be my YouTube video? You do? Pepper! Ah, you're so cute! Lately, I've become increasingly interested in the field of graphic design for two main reasons. One is that most of the business problems that I discuss on my channel are actually problems that graphic designers seems to have, just like people that make renders. Some of the people I'm doing consulting work for are actually graphic designers. Second, because I've been researching different aspects related to branding and marketing, like logo design for instance. Because currently I'm studying strategies on how to present and how to build a better image for design companies. Funny enough, a lot of design companies do this very well for other companies, but not for themselves. This is probably something I'm going to touch up in one of my next videos. Anyway, a couple of days ago I picked up this book. It's called How to Use Graphic Design to Sell Things, Explain Things, Make Things Look Better, Make People Laugh, Make People Cry, and every once in a while Change the World, by Michael Bierut. It's actually a very long title. In this book, a lot of cool tips and clues on how graphic design integrates with architecture, product design, user experience, a lot of different topics that I am pretty sure I will discuss at one point. Currently, the aspect I am most interested in regarding marketing and branding for a company is how to get a certain image associated with a specific firm. I will try to explain, but first let me change camera because I think I can do better. Okay, what do you think about this? Better camera, better microphone, better setup, it should look better. Okay, so now to kind of explain the concept that I started before, I will take as an example Red Bull. Is it Red Bull? Red Bull? Red Bull. It's a bull that it's red. I don't know. Why am I wasting like 7 minutes to define the name of Red? Hate it or love it, you have to admit Red Bull is one of the greatest brands out there. I've said brands, not product, so don't get all commentary. It will give you cancer. I know, okay? That's why I don't drink it. I drink Coke instead. Red Bull sold like 6 billion plus cans since the early 90s when they launched the product. It is almost like saying that virtually every single human being on the planet has had Red Bull at least once in their life. 7 billion people, 6 billion cans. Okay, my math is a little off. The point is, you as an entrepreneur, when have you ever sold 6 billions of anything? You know that most of my videos I address directly to designers and entrepreneurs that kinda orbit around the design sphere, put it that way. So as a designer, what can we learn from Red Bull? Red Bull? Not again. Red Bull, just like any other company, started with a simple idea and a specific vision. It was based on a Thai product called Kratin Deng. I think it's the name. The guy that started Red Bull thought that he could have introduced this product, found only in Thailand, into the European market at a much higher price tag and to make it into something a lot more special than it originally was. Now, the owners at the time did have quite a bit of money to start this adventure, so if you do feel depressed during this video because you cannot start your own energy drink company, please don't. Do what I do. Think instead of how pretty and how many people love you. What? You're ugly and you're alone? Okay, well, moving on, Red Bull adopted a very successful marketing strategy. Since the beginning of their life, they tried to bring their product directly to the people, and not the other way around, like it is usually done with all the other products. Do you remember those cans car driving through cities, especially around universities, with those beautiful girls telling people how great Red Bull was and how it could have helped students with studying better? Now, in terms of strategy, strategy at that time, this was nothing short than revolutionary. In fact, it did not take long for Red Bull to become the official drink for the students. At the same time, since the market for sugary drinks was very big and competitive, they understood quickly that they had to create their own market niche in order to survive. They actually managed to do this by identifying and associating themselves with a lot of extreme sports and, let's say, non-ordinary activities. Everything that they could associate with the word and the idea of energy. So for example, you are a BMX rider covered in dirt and mud, you need some energy, here's a Red Bull. Another thing that they did to reinforce this bond with this idea was making events, all kind of events. Back then, before Red Bull, a breakdance competition would go completely unnoticed. Sports like parkour, probably if it wasn't for Red Bull, we wouldn't even know of it. All of a sudden you have Red Bull that is organizing these huge events with thousands of spectators. At the same time, they're recording everything, they're making video, they're creating content. Then they start producing this content, and then they start distributing it into gyms, bars, clubs. They go to the owners of these places and they say, look, we'll give you a TV, and then if you play our videos over and over, we will give you free Red Bull that then you can sell. The cool thing is that these videos are actually very well made, beautiful to watch, and the content is great. So, you know, for the owner of the gym, the owner of the club, it was a no-brainer, and for them it was an incredible way to establish their brand and have their product seen by hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, if you think about it, this whole thing is just so clever. By doing this, they have slowly created sort of a lifestyle and a very strong brand identity for their products, whilst creating, of course, a market that did not exist before, which is obviously the market for energy drinks. If you mention energy drinks, the association of words is almost automatic. Energy drink, Red Bull. Now, of course, I used the example of Red Bull, but, you know, GoPro did the same. You think action cam, GoPro is the first thing that comes to mind. You think of sport cars, Ferrari is the first thing that comes to mind. I know what you're thinking, Fabio, where you're going with this. Now, at the beginning of the video, I told you that I would have left you with sort of like an open question. Are you ready? Here it comes. Do you guys think that there is anything that we can learn from the Red Bull story and that we can implement in our own business, so to fortify the link between us and the stuff that we do? I know it might be a little bit of a long stretch, but think about it. There are already people that have done this. If you think of like Zaha Hadid or Bjarke Ingels with architecture, if you think of Pininfarina with car design, I don't know. I just thought that this topic could tickle your business creativity. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have an answer, feel free to tweet me, write me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever works for you. My name is Fabio Palvelli. As always, thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.